Have you ever tried to retrieve data from your app, only to be met with confusion when it returns a promise object instead of the expected value? It's frustrating, right? If that's you, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the issue of retrieving values from async storage in React Native. I completely understand how annoying it can be when you expect to get a simple object back, but instead you receive a promise that doesn't seem to contain the information you need. You're definitely not alone in this. Many developers face this challenge. Here's the specific situation we're looking at. One user recently asked, why does async storage.getItem return a promise object as a string instead of an object? They shared that they stored an object with properties like name and age, but when they tried to access these properties, they found them undefined. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So what's happening here? When you call async storage.getItem, it returns a promise that resolves to a string representation of the stored object. This means you need to parse that string back into an object before you can access its properties. Let's break it down step by step. And don't go anywhere. I've got a quick tip at the end that will help you avoid this issue in the future. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. To retrieve a specific value from the object stored in async storage, the user first needs to ensure that the value is parsed correctly from the string format. This is done using JSON parse. Next, the user should modify their code to include this parsing step. After retrieving the value, they can access the properties of the object directly. Now, when the user runs this updated code, they should see the correct output for the name property. This is because the value is now an object, allowing access to its properties. Lastly, the user should always handle potential errors when working with promises. This can be done by adding a catch block to handle any issues that may arise during retrieval or parsing. Fun fact, did you know that JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation? It's a lightweight format for data interchange, and it's widely used in web applications. Now let's get back to fixing your code. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution provided by another user suggests using asynchronous functions to handle async storage. First, they recommend setting the value with a function that stringifies the object before storing it. Then, to retrieve the value, they suggest parsing the string back into an object after fetching it. Let's take a moment to review another user's answer. An alternative solution provided by another user involves using JSON.parse to convert the retrieved string back into an object. They suggest using a wait with async storage.getItem to fetch the data, then parsing it and setting it in the component state. For saving data, they recommend using JSON.stringify to convert the object back into a string before storing it with async storage.setItem. Here's the tip I promised. Always remember to parse your JSON strings when retrieving data from async storage. This simple step can save you a lot of headaches down the road. And there you have it. You should now be able to retrieve specific values from your stored objects without any issues. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button for more tips, and don't forget to check out our other videos for more coding insights.